Hi all, or whatever the kind of application whichever we are taking care. So first we have to know what is that particular thing. So here it is nothing but data science. So generally, whenever we just go for different kind of data, everything it is related in the form of scientific way. Okay, and nowadays this is also a type of career which has been upgraded in many of the industries like data scientist, data analyst, data processing, data mining. So this and all comes under the same group. And the working is completely different, but everything belongs to the same parts of function, where this particular data science is also involved as a part of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So once whenever we want to learn regarding this, we have to completely move on with the process of machine learning, because more than 70-80 percentage it comes under the machine learning only. So how that particular data is collected and what are the algorithms we will be using. So we have many kinds of implementations that has to be done over here. Okay. So generally, whenever we apply a knowledge in a scientific method, for example, if we are taking this particular COVID-19, so from that particular COVID-19 itself, whenever we are working on that particular data set, okay, so here nowadays we can add one more column too. Okay, that column is vaccination, because till last year everyone was having only that particular how many of them affected, how many of them cured. Okay, next we can add it as a vaccination. So here what is the scientific data are available, like how many of them are affected. So from that, male how much, female how much. So based on that we will be able to filter. So for this kind of collecting a data or storing a data, the most important software it is nothing but our Excel sheet. Okay, so from that our Excel sheet only, here we will be able to turn the complete data into a kind of raw data over there. Okay, because so just I will show you that. So here whenever I am opening the Excel sheet, yeah, so this is nothing but that particular Excel sheet way. Many of them has been used for many kinds of purpose. But with the help of this particular Excel sheet only, here we will be able to create the multiple data. So whenever I'm just providing for the save function, so here I have list of process, like in which form here we have to be saved over there. Therefore workbook, macro enabled workbook, binary workbook, Excel, XML data, then single web page, Excel template, macro enabled template, 97 to 2003 template, Unicode text, spreadsheet XML 2003. Then comes with CSV, and in CSV itself there are three. So three is for different softwares like DOS, disk operating system, Macintosh means those are using the Apple laptops. So for them, it completely varies over here. So in this particular way only, here everything gets changed. Okay. So here whatever we will be working, it is nothing but CSV, comma delimited. So comma delimited means each and every data, whatever we are entering over there, it is separated by comma. The expansion of CSV itself, it is known as comma separated value. So based on that particular data only, here we will be able to collect it, whatever we have given in different rows and columns. So this particular rows and columns, whatever we have entered, it comes under the scientific values, because everything is integrated to the science. So for example, if you are just taking regarding the food, so with that particular food oriented functions means here we will be able to work in the form of the botany part or the biological part. So here we will be able to work it. The same thing if you are taking about the medical means health oriented. So that's also comes under the science. If you are going to take among the predictions of each and every kinds of parts, so number of working hours of each and every motors or any machines. So that is also taken in the form of a science. So all the science, from that we will be taking only the scientific data over there. So what is the scientific data means? For example, if you are taking a person's healthcare, so the person name, or let it be a person, whether it is male or female, no need name. So male or female. So that particular person here, therefore we have to check the BP, sugar, and the cholesterol, all the medical parameters. So they have their own scientific values, and there is a threshold value for that, which the doctors used to say. So that particular values means this will be that minimum for BP, that will be minimum for cholesterol. So like that, some of the threshold values are there. So from that particular values only, they will be able to take it, and that particular values, it can be commonly said as the scientific values. So with the help of that data, there will be n number of data. For example, inside a hospital itself, per day there will be more than 500 who are coming for the test and all. Okay, so that particular things they will be just feeding it up over there. So with the help of that particular data, here we will be able to predict. So in upcoming season, how many of them will be, how many of the male will be affected, and how many of the female will be affected. At present, how many of them are affected with this particular diseases. So based on the threshold value, we will be able to separate each and everything from the comma. Okay. So generally inside the Python, we will be using the Python coding only over here. Not only here, here Python, and if you go for MATLAB means a mix of C, C++, which also comes under the object-oriented programming. So that particular two softwares also has capability of reading the values with the separated of comma. So from that particular value here, we will be able to take that, and therefore we will be able to apply it. So now many of the companies are working on this particular kind of data science. So nothing but collecting the data, that is one of the job, and processing the data, that is another part of the job. Whenever we just open that particular newspaper, therefore we can see that Sensex versions, which and all, it has been upgraded. And at the same time, whenever we go for another day, that particular newspaper itself, they'll be just posting this is our sales and overall sales of all the automotive industry, that also they will be posting while compared to last year and this year. So this and all, what means they will be having n number of sales, so they won't be able to collect each and everything. So what they will do means they will collect the different models or different companies. So from that, what is the total sale? What is the total sale? So with that, they will also be able to predict it future. So this year, next year, there are many chances for this particular purpose. Prediction. So in this predictions, these are the two different situations. So according to the situations, the particular predictions also gets changed over here. So in this way only that particular data science will be applied. If I am taking that particular pantechelearning, so this particular pantechelearning from last year to till this 2021, how much amount of classes has been conducted, how much product has been sold, how many hardware kits has been sold. So this and all, everything should be listed over there. Okay, because after 1 year only, I will be able to get the raw data of the entire company. So from that particular company only, here I have to understand. So therefore, this will be the business strategy during this pandemic. The same thing if we go for without pandemic, this will be the strategy. Even for that without pandemic and with pandemic also, we can compare it within the same year. Like initial from March to September till August to September, it was some sort of pandemic with the lockdown. The same thing once whenever it has been, they have provided the relaxations. So therefore, the company has started to work and everything. So that is one top of sale period till this particular March. So this was one of the period between that particular 1 year, 2020 to 2021. And in between this, how many sales or how many functions or what and all has been happened, that comes under the business understanding. And these are our materials that also should be understood by that particular person who is going to analyze or collect the data. Then data mining. So after understanding this was the business period, so for each and every day we have to start to collect. So if we collect from each and every day only, we will be able to predict the months. And if we are able to predict the months means from that we will be able to predict the year. So each and every data should be collected in a simple format. Even if you go for some sort of sites like Kaggle, or if you go for GitHub or those kind of particular sites which provides the most amount of data sets. So that particular data sets you can see over there. They will be providing a wonderful list of columns. So from that particular wonderful list of columns, we will be able to take one or two data, and from there we will be able to apply the prediction by using any of the specific algorithm. Data cleaning. So here, what and all the data, whichever we have been missing with some sort of values, that particular data should be filled up over there. For example, here, if I am taking the automotive company, let us go with Maruti. So Maruti has different variations like Alto, Omni, S-Cross, CS, Wagoner. So this kind of different sections. Okay. So if they are taking Alto, so this month 10, then November month 15, then December month 20, and they were just not able to sell any of that particular cars in the year of January. So that means that is a unfulfilled area over there. Okay, so that is nothing but it has an inconsistency over there. So that particular inconsistency, it can be completely said as the application regarding towards, we have to apply it as a null character, or if at least one or two it has been sale means they have to enter it over there. So that is something, but without any value, we are not supposed to create any of the data. It was not a break, okay. So here, once whenever we go for the data cleaning, there shouldn't be any null values over there. So for everything, that particular point should be predicted. Even zero is also considered as null. But the thing is, there should be some sort of characters, because with the help of that particular characters only, here we will be able to arrange it. Then if we go for that particular data exploration, because that particular data should be analyzed. So in which way that particular analysis should be done? So the analysis is nothing but like whether this kind of data are correct or not. So we have to just just a random cross check. The analysis in the sense overall checking will be there. So in between also, and even whenever we are just working with a new thing. So from the data, whatever we have collected, is it on the true basis? Actually, there are also many of the sites which provide only the data set like Kaggle, GitHub, and UCI repository. So these are the some of the famous data set collection area. So this particular data sets are most of them are saying those are real data sets only, including the road accidents or any of the cancer affected patients. So like that, etc. And these data should be explored and visualized properly. Okay, so this particular visualization can also be said as initial visualization. Okay, in visualization itself, there are two things. One is after prediction, and the other thing is before prediction. So this can be completely said as before prediction technique. Then comes with feature engineering. So within that particular feature engineering, we have to just apply that raw data over there. Raw data regarding which application. Okay, because with the help of a single data set, we are able to predict more amount of things. Okay, like if I go for healthcare means, with the help of a BP and sugar, a person's stability can be mentioned. So if he has any other issues with his blood means, like the level of sodium or potassium low means, then it can be another thought of disease. So everything also can be done, and even two to comparison also can be provided. So whatever that understanding whichever we have taken, the raw data whichever we have created, it should be able to predict, and it should be converted into the model of system. And next comes with the predictive modeling. So here it plays a major role like the algorithm. So whatever the data we have collected and processed up with some sort of implementations, can also be set as in that way. So from that implementations, we have to apply it to the algorithm. So we have to create the train sections. So from the train, what will be the predicted? So here training and testing data will be almost same. Okay, because with the train data, when we combine with that testing data, therefore from the testing data here we will be able to predict the future. So in this way only here we will be working it. So from that particular predictive modeling only here we will be looking for the different algorithms. And those algorithms may be k-means, support vector machine, decision tree classifiers. So like that, each and every kinds of applications. Then whatever we go for the data visualization, the final visualization which we are plotting it in the graph. So there we will be having a minimum three graphs. Okay, at least two graphs will be there, either testing and prediction, or either with training, testing and prediction. So this will be the maximum thing for visualization. And what are all the packages required for visualization? That is another thing. So how to read the CSV file, for that also the separate library. So for that we can move on with pandas functions, or we can move on with that particular kind of cbond, matplotlib. So in that different packages. So from that different packages only, here we have to create the sections. So once whenever we are going for this machine learning, the machine has started to learn. Previously itself, everyone has been involved into a machine learning type of objects itself. For the particular first reason is nothing but our mobile phone. I think for from the past 5 to 10 years itself, everyone is having face recognition unlock, speech unlock, or speech recognition in your system, voice assistance. And at the same time, if you are going with Android, from the older version of Android itself, they are having some sort of predictions or recommendation system. So those and all definitely comes under the machine learning only. Humans will be learning like from their past experience. So many of them used to say whenever yes, they are going for any kinds of new thing. So based on that particular failure only, they will be move on to the next step. So that is a psychological application or psychological implemented thing for a human. But the same thing it cannot be done for the machine. So whatever we are feeding, they will be able to take it as a way. For example, if I am saying 1 plus 1 equal to 4 means definitely it will be taking 1 plus 1 equal to 4. But once whenever you are going for the college laboratory, whatever the calculator we are designing in C, C++ or Java means, it is clearly given that 1 plus 1. So the plus function is added. So like that kind of binary key points or bytes, everything will be predefined for the system. The same thing if you give that particular thing as 1 plus 1 equal to 2 in some other logic, or if you are providing it in wrong logic means definitely it will be taking in that way. So here we have to be careful whenever we are providing any kind of data as a training for the machine. For example, many of them will be facing, and at the same time, many of them also might have seen this particular troll. So once, whenever that particular Apple has released their IR based cameras, before that, whenever they have released the normal cameras, the difference whenever they have suggested. So the particular persons whoever has been converted from normal fingerprint security lock to face recognition. So the trolls were like that during the power cut, they were unable to turn on their mobiles and all. So in that particular way only, they have created mini trolls. So that particular thing, it is nothing but regarding towards this kind of application only, whatever they have designed over there. So from that particular application only, here we have to create a machine. So that particular machines is nothing but instructions will be followed. So for that, we have to provide the instructions carefully. So as we have seen the previous experience or the data which I would provide towards the machine, it completely known as the introduction. Sorry, it completely known as that particular machine learning. So once whenever we going for that particular machine learning, therefore some of the functions we have to enable with the logics. Okay, so that particular logics are nothing but the programming code. So here we will be just fully focusing on Python, and from that particular Python, here we should be able to convert or predict any kinds of application over there. So the calculator initially, whichever I have said, so that is an example over here. Here I'm providing the value with variables, and the rule also has been created. So in this rule, the most important, whatever the number we are providing as input, it is multiplied with 2. So from that multiplied with 2 only, we will be able to get the answer. Because initially the rule has been trained towards the system, and the tested data is input value. So based on that input value, we will be able to see the predicted or output value. So we know that 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So 2 into 1 also 2. So according to the rule we have provided, the system is also predicting. So according to the rule and input, your answer will be this one. Like that same implementation only, here also we are doing it for our application oriented data science. What are the terminologies we have to be aware of? So data set. So inside the data set only the data science itself depending upon. Okay. Then comes with features. Which type of feature you are going to take. For example, if you are going to purchase a vehicle, either you have to look for that particular good mileage or without mileage. Because most of the high-end vehicles will be having less mileage, most of the low-end vehicles will be having a good mileage. So those two are the different features, and from that we have to select any one of the feature because everything is not able to available in a single kinds of system or any kinds of producted model. Then comes with that particular model and like select the algorithm. Okay, so what type of algorithm you require. So once whenever you select that particular feature, or for features I hope it will be better example like first option, second option and third option of vehicle. Like first is nothing but fully applied like infotainment system and keyless entry. Second means you won't be having that infotainment system and keyless and all. With key only you will be entering. Also the remote lock. The third option, if you go means you will be having front with two power windows, no audio system like that and all. A basic vehicle. So these are the different features. So from that we have to select the any one of the feature and we have to create a model like what is the purpose either for the long drive or to carry over the entire family. So that is nothing but the model. And here the model, whatever we are selecting it for, it is nothing but for algorithm. So based on that particular algorithm only, we will be able to predict the entire output. So rule is the model which we feed to the system. No, rule is known as the algorithm. In which rule we have to do it is based on algorithm. The model is nothing but the particular multiplication. You're fitting into the multiplication over there. What are the applications? So recommending a movie in Netflix. If you just open any kind of online web series or websites means mostly how many of them has viewed that particular movie, that particular thing will be displayed over there. Let it be in Prime, Hotstar or Netflix, everywhere it is applied, including YouTube. YouTube is the most highlighted thing for that. Then Facebook. So whatever the recent updates or how that particular sites are able to collect our data, and the data are nothing but it is in the form of cache. So from that particular cache, it is linking between one app to another app, and therefore it will be able to transfer it. So whatever we have seen that particular things in inside that particular each and every different app, let it be the game or let it be our Amazon or Flipkart like e-card shops, and after that we will be receiving it as an ad inside our Facebook or Instagram, any of the social medias. Then with the help of machine learning, they were able to create a PayPal and online security. So that particular security has been enabled with the help of machine learning. And these are the other sorts of industries provided. So for that, we have to collect different types of data. We have to select the features on what basis it is going to predict the future or classify that particular input section. And that particular feature should be trained and tested with a single model. And that particular model, it is completely known as the algorithm. So based on that, we will be able to predict in the form of regression or predict in the form of classification. So this is known as ML. So that particular machines, whatever the algorithms they use, so that only related towards the machine learning. I'm not sure regarding towards the SQL, but with that particular SQL, I have seen collecting of datas. To collect data, we can also use that. Many of the form fillings. For example, if you take that Google form, so that Google form, it will be just providing the blank space with that particular subtitles. So by using that particular subtitles, therefore, it will be automatically storing into the Excel sheet. Yeah, database management system only. Like for creating the database or creating a software for collecting the database. Yeah, R language is also used, which is more important model accuracy or model performance. Both we have to consider. Actually, if the accuracy is good, the performance also will be automatically good. And for each and every algorithm, based on the application, the accuracy gets varied. For all kinds of functions, it is not possible. Yeah, our language can be used, but here we are not going. So Python is just a programming language. It's an object-oriented programming language which has been trended from last 5 to 6 years. So with the help of the Python, here we will be able to write coding for many of the devices. and with that particular devices like Raspberry Pi, Jetson Nano, so those devices also work only based on this Python programming. So once whenever we are working with this kind of Python programming means here we have to know some of the basics, and here we are completely going to work with TPU, Tensor Processing Unit, provided by Google, also shortly known as Google Colab. So through online itself we will be able to work all the packages. Therefore we no need to know how to install the package, or what to say, how to call that particular kind of functions, etc. Even the package installations, the required versions can also be done in Google Colab. It is very simple with some of the pip commands. Okay, so Python, it is nothing but a high-level programming language like C, C++, Java. So these are all some of the famous kind of high-level programming, and it is also easy to program. So fast to learn and easy to develop. We have to know that particular required words. While compared to the C and C, C++, and Python means definitely there's a drastic change. Like if they write 10 lines of code for one particular application, here we can finish it in 2 or 3 lines. So that is the most advantage in the Python. Then comes with platforms. So platforms like hardware, if you go for, you will be able to work it in Raspberry Pi, just a Nano, Intel Edison, BeagleBone. And if you go for some of the process like Zinc can also be integrated with Python. Then if you go for software side means Anaconda Navigator, Spider, Jupyter Notebook, PyCharm, IDLE, etc. So these are the different platforms available for Python working on. So the different softwares which we work for the Python. So other than this particular software, if you are just looking for the different variant applications like audio processing, data processing, image processing, web page, graphic user interface, etc. So these are some of the implementations that can also be provided for Python. And the logics are more simple, and I won't be able to express as much as possible. Some of the things whenever you start to work, you will be able to understand. Okay, so let us start with the variables. So before starting with the variables, let us open the Google Colab and let us check how to open the Google Colab. So to open the Google Colab, the most important thing is a network as well as your Gmail account. Yeah. So here I'm going on. Go to Colab. So just type Colab over here. In case if you are going for the Google search means there you will be having an option for Colab. So here I'm opting for a new notebook. If you have any of the existing IPYNB file means that is also acceptable. So this is nothing but the Colab, and these are known as the coding part. So here we have two sections, coding part and text part. If I click on text means, so here I will be able to type in of the text, and this is nothing, the coding part. So here I will be able to write the coding. So whatever that particular implementation provided with normal Python or Jupyter notebook, the same structure and model only here also we will be using. So here therefore it is connected. Sorry, it is not connected. Sometimes it will be taking automatic connection. Sometimes we have to provide, and therefore it has been connected to the TPU with my own account. Within this itself, we can install some sort of packages. So that is nothing but according to the working principle. So pip install. Initially, the scikit-learn will be there. Like I will show you. Import sklearn. Yeah, sklearn is there. Even though it is there means I will just install the same thing. This is just to show how to install package in Colab. Why means for some packages you have to search for the version to avoid the error. That is the only reason. Yeah, therefore requirement already satisfied, and like that everything can be installed inside the coding part itself. So now it is showing requirement already satisfied for the latest version. I have given it as pip install TensorFlow. Now I am going to provide pip install TensorFlow equal to 1.14.0. It is correct, it will be installing. Yeah, so you can see how that particular TensorFlow is being installed with that particular version. So in this way only the packages will be installed. So before going to the rules, let us know what is variable. Variable, it is something but particular position or storage which is used to store all the data and values. And the variable, it will be declared every time at the left hand side of the equal to. So right hand side of the equal to the function, left hand side it is known as the variable. So inside Python it is very easy to declare the variable. If you provide any data as input, it will be able to identify which type of data it is. So, and the rules of variables are like a variable should not start with numerical value. Also, it should not start with any of these special character. It is allowed to start with underscore or any other alphabetic character. And some other things which variable will be playing a role means that particular keywords, which is known as the received keywords, which has been simplified in Python. That is the main kind of change which is obtained from Java and Python. So how the variable is declared? Initially in C++, we will be declaring a variable like this: int a, int b, char c, etc. But if we go for Python, here we can just type x equal to 838. Now type of x. So therefore it is in integer. The same thing if I'm providing any of the character. So there is no such a type of character over here. No, there is no need of semicolon. So here to make simplifier, I'm just going to apply the double quotes. So now the type is string. So in this way only the variables will be declared, and that variable will be automatically changing according to the input data. Okay, so today we have seen the basic of data science. I mean, intro to data science and machine learning. So intro to the tool like Colab, how to install package, and we have also seen like what are the different types of, I mean, how to declare the variables. So tomorrow we will be seeing the data types and some more functions, including with string. Yeah, you can also take even that too. Everything is possible, and for everything the same method. TensorFlow is also a package like scikit-learn, Pandas, NumPy, like that. This is also a package used for MLDL. And that particular TensorFlow, it is created by Google for research purpose, research and analysis purpose. So any doubts still here? You guys have any doubts? You can just post it. Yeah, to uninstall package, the same command only. So here you can see it is uninstalling. Instead of install, you have to provide it as uninstall. So here you have to open ideally. Yeah, so here ideally has been opened. Open. I will open, go to scripts, cmd, pip install. So 1D, it is nothing but single dimension. So through that single dimension array, now we are going to create. So for that, first we have to provide the variable arr or provide anything equal to. So here I am getting it as np. So np dot array within bracket 1 comma 2 comma 3 print ar. So it takes time to connect. So whatever we have given inside that list over there, and this is that particular symbol for list that has been taken it in the form of array. So normally if we go for this data science or machine learning, deep learning, whatever the data we are getting, that particular data here we have to convert into an array. So after converting into an array only, we will be able to move for further proceedings. Okay, so yesterday we have seen matplotlib to visualize that complete data. Today we are going to see that numpy, which is going to convert the data. So whatever the data we are providing, let it be in CSV, images, let it be anything. So all the data we have to convert into an array. Even a matrix is also designed in the form of array only. So with that particular array only, here we will be able to create these applications. Okay, so this is known as one dimensional array. Similarly, if we add, so this is known as two dimensional array. So 2 cross 3. So in this way only here each and every arrays will be implanted. So this is nothing but providing the input of array, because whatever the data we provide towards the system, just think as you are one of the consumer of some sort of product. So from that particular product like softwares, you will be entering the data, and you must be thinking how each and every data is converted into string or into array. So for that software, they have given that particular specification. So in this way only the softwares will be working. So in case in future we're trying to develop any of the machine learning based software, means definitely the array is needed over there, because the input whatever you provide, therefore it will be taking it as that particular kind of function. Okay. So here if we want to go with that array means, so from that how we will be able to take only that particular portion. So here I am providing array of 0. Now what it will be printing? It will be printing only. So here if I am taking the splitting means in this way only. If I am providing 0 comma 1, then here it will be printing it as 2. Then if I print it as 3 means, sorry, 2. Okay, so here I did not give any multi dimensions over there. Here there are only 2. Then after that, if I am providing it as 1 of 1 means, it will be printing that 4. 1 of 2, it will be printing that 5. So like this kind of splitting printed can be done. So in this way, like creating that arrays and columns. So like that kind of printing or splittings can be done as easy as possible. So now if you want to go with 3-dimensional array means, you have to create another 2 brackets. So here I'm going to enter. So here I have to change the dimension. So this will be the 3-dimensional array, 3 cross 3. So here if I want to print each and every array means 0 comma 1 comma 1. I am changing into 0 comma 0. So here only I will be getting 1. Like printing 0 through 0th column, and the position is 0 or 1 or 2, because this is considered as 0, 1 and 2. Again 0, 1, 2. Again 0, 1, 2. So these are the 3 positions for each and every array whichever we have. So once whenever we go for like that kind of purpose, here if you want to select only the specific data, we have to mention this map. So 0th row, 0th column, from there which position. Okay. So that position wise it is taken in this horizontal method only, whereas the column and row it is normal. So if I provide 2, 2, 2, so it is out of bounds. So this is also out of bounds. Okay. So like this only here we will be able to get it. Now I have received the 8th position, 7, 6. Okay, so like this, sorry, 6. Okay, so like that if I reduce it each and every rows or columns like that means I will be able to get it. Now this particular data, okay, it is similar to what Mr. Aman Thakur has created. So Aman Thakur has created completely in the way of getting this complete data in a multi-dimension over there by using for loop. No, the rows and columns are not sufficient. It is actually completely, it is greater. That is the reason. Because here we have made it as the whole bracket. So here you can see it is made it as whole bracket. So from that bracket, it can be taken as only 0. This entire bracket only will be taking as 0. Again, I am repeating, this is taken as 0. 0, 1, 2. So like that only that particular matrix is being created. That's what I have said starting. If you want to create that particular second order and first order means, copy this, paste it. Now it will be sufficient for this. We have seen some of the plottings. Okay, so here ragged array can be created. I'm not sure what is ragged array. First time I'm hearing. Not aware of that particular ragged one. Yeah, array with array, that is the thing we have created now. Inside the array only we have created one sort of array. Okay, array with array is called jagged array. So first time I am hearing this. So the same thing only here we have created. Array with an array. So The first set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is an array. The second set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is an another array. So within that outer side, we can see the other two bounding boxes or that square brackets. So that is known as the jagged array, which you are saying. Okay. So now the task is you can enter n number of values. That number of values should be converted into an array and that should be plotted into a graph. Those who are trying it in 3D array, it will be very good. Like 3D array, 3D plotting. You have to enter the different data and that data should be converted into an array, and after converting those data should be plotted in a graph. If it is 3D graph, well and good. Can we try that? Hello. Now the time is 5. So within 5:2 it is within 5:15. That is itself it is higher amount of time, I hope. Try to get it within 5:15. Is anybody trying this? The task. Once again I am repeating. Enter any number of arrays and that particular array should be visualized. If it is displayed using 3D array in 3 dimension means it is well and good. Hello, is anybody trying? So next we can try with array slicing. So array slicing, it is same like string slicing only. Within this, if I am putting the data of 4 to 8, it will be like this. Sorry, it is inside the bracket. So this is known as slicing of array. Okay, so after this everything it is taken in the form of only the brackets, because here we have only 2 dimensions. And at the same time, if we are separating this, so here we will be having another difference. Okay, so in between I have missed one bracket. So now if I am providing this 2, so you can see how that particular things are being reduced. And if I am slicing from 2 to 6 means only this many data will be present. 2 to 4, only these 2 data will be there. 3 and 4. Okay, so this is known as array slicing. So next we are going to find the type of data that is stored inside the array. So how to find that means just only provide the keyword d type. D type is known as data type. Now whatever we have written, it is in int64. Okay, so now I will just cut short it. So everything is in the form of integer and therefore it is taken as int64. The same thing if I am giving anything within the quotes means pantechelearning. So it is taken as u10. Nothing but unsigned string over here. So that is only here it is taken as u10. Like int32, 8-bit, 16-bit. And here we can also define this as string means. So we have to provide a comma, type d type equal to size. So based on the size, here we will be able to convert it. So the size of 10, it has been converted. Also as a string, print AR. Okay. So whatever you are seeing, it is in the form of string only. Now, if I am removing this, let us see. So it is providing it as an unsigned arrays or unsigned data of 10 bits. If you want to take it as string, so once again I am showing provide d type as s. So like that there are many data types f, I. So each and everything is related to integer, float, string, like that only. Whenever you are taking an array data in the form of string, definitely the gen characters or the encoding characters like B will be present over there. This is most commonly occurred even for serial communication also. Whenever you are connecting your system with the serial communication, that time also you will be facing this problem. So there we have to apply the string slicing. From there we have to collect the data or remove that particular B. Yeah, that's what. It is an encoding channel. The data gets encoded because we are converting from one form of data type, which is an unsigned value, to a signed value. Because string is a desired one, desired kind of data type. Only for string you will be receiving this B. For other data types, you won't receive anything. So with the help of that input function, now you have to try by entering the string into array. Into a set of array, you have to enter the string. So small task which takes only for 5 minutes. So is anyone trying that? Whatever the input you are going to type, it should be taken as string from the array. So 5 minutes only. I think now it is 5:23. Within 5:28, you have to complete it. Try to do the task so that it will be like a hands-on practice. Okay, Darshini, you can just share your screen. Very good. So even though if she has entered the elements in the form of number, it has been converted into string. Okay, next we are going to create two different sets of array, and that array here we are going to combine into a single array. Like, yeah, so I will take another one. So here I'm going to provide ar1 equal to np dot array 1 comma 2 comma 3, ar2 equal to np dot array within bracket 2 comma 3 comma 4. So here I have entered two data. Now I am providing another one variable as q equal to np dot concatenate. So within bracket ar1 comma ar2, print ar1, print ar2, print q. I have made some mistakes over there. Let me check. I hope in the dimensions only there are some mistake. Yeah. So here for array I did not provide any brackets. So in syntax for arguments also we have to provide that. Got it. Yeah. Thank you, Sridhan sir. So like this only it gets combined over here. So this is known as joining of arrays. And similarly here itself we can create some more 2 comma 5 comma 6. Here also 4 comma 5 comma 6. Here we have to provide the access as 1 since we are providing multiple dimensions. Okay. So in this way only we will be combining two or more arrays into single array. Okay. So any doubts on this? And tomorrow we will be starting with pandas. So pandas is one of the important functions. So pandas is nothing but it is completely used to read a file. You read a complete data from the file and to split that complete data which is present inside the file. So that particular only tomorrow we will be applying. Okay. So now we can go for another function, resizing, or not resizing, reshape. So a single array whatever we have that should be reshaped. So that particular thing only now we are going to do. Let us try here itself. W equal to q dot reshape. So within bracket 3 comma 3 and print w. Because this reshaping we will be taking it 4 comma 3. Yeah, this reshaping it is mostly taken in machine learning in order to construct in a well manner. Okay, so now here we can see since we have 12 datas or 12 arrays over there, it won't be able to combine into 3 cross 3 because 3 cross 3 it is known as 9 arrays. Here if we provide only 4 cross 3 which is able to get in the form of 12 or 2 cross 6. So like that kinds of sections only here we will be able to print it. Okay, so whatever the data we are taking, it should be taken in this particular matrix, which is in 3 columns. Mostly for machine learning and deep learning, we'll be taking in this manner only. So for that purpose only, here we'll be using this reshape. This is known as array reshaping. So you guys can try this now itself. And after that, we can move to the other function, which is named as sorting. So after trying this, just ping to the chat. So kindly try this first. Has everyone tried this? Okay, so I hope everyone is able to understand. Now here itself, I'm going to sort it. np dot sort. So which value I'm going to sort means going to take this w, the final value. So now you can see everything is sorted over there. So I'm going to give print w. Oh, since already we have provided in a ascending and descending, in ascending, it is directly sorted. So this is the normal data 153, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to sort it. Yeah, so it has been sorted into 135, 234, 256 and 456. So since it is in the correct order, the previous data, we are able to get the same answer correctly. Okay, so now we can move for another operation like known as filter. So how to filter the element from an array? Just a moment. So here we will be taking this numpy, and from this particular numpy we are creating the array section. So and the variable for filtering also we have created. So element is nothing but whatever the data inside this array. If that particular element is greater than 2, then that particular filter should be appended over there. Else it should be printing as normal. If the data is there, it should be printed, else not. So that particular filtered array is stored in the form of filter underscore arr, and finally we are calling it in the form of array. So this is that particular new array value, and finally we will be printing it. So here I am having that particular numbers. Here it has given greater than 42. So what is the filtering we have for this four numbers? So these two are false, these two are true. Finally 43 and 44 are the filtered data over there. This filtering will be applied in huge size of data science. Okay, so definitely whatever the content or whatever the data which we provide on left hand side of the equal to. Okay, so for an equal to we have both the sides. For example, here I'm going to write a equal to input of enter. So this is nothing but just a simple statement. So here whatever I have given, this particular equal to, so that is the most important kind of operator. So with the help of this particular operator, we can differentiate the function as well as the variable. Whatever the user has been assigned before the equal to, that is the left hand side of the equal to, it is known as the variable, and the right hand side of the particular equal to, it is known as the function. So here nothing but the function I have given, it is input. So that is a basic function in Python. In upcoming classes we will be seeing that. So this particular thing is declared as the variable. Okay, so in Python the variables will be declared in this way only, whereas initially if you go for any other programming languages, you will be providing that particular variables like int a semicolon, char b semicolon, then float c semicolon. So here I will just maximize this. Yeah. So I hope everyone is able to see. And so these are the different availabilities now whichever we have got. So here we can see I have declared three variables. So these three variables are nothing but different utilities only we'll be making it. So this is the oldest kind of declaration variable which we have provided, and after that we will be providing like a equal to 10, b equal to some character, a character means it should be and c equal to some float values. Even if you provide integer also, no issue. Okay, so like this kind only it has been applied in the previous programs, but in Python the variables will be automatically declared and it will be able to take the data as input automatically. So it has that much particular efficiency inside this programming language. So this was nothing but for declaring a variable with its value. It was taking amount of 5-6 lines. To reduce the lines, what they will be doing means int a, there itself they will be declaring the value. Okay, so like this only here we will be declaring each and every values in different programming languages like Java or C, C++ and all. Whereas in Python, the same rules only we have to follow. Just type any of the variable, provide equal to, and therefore the according to the input, the variable has been declared. Okay. There are some rules and regulations for declaring the variable. So the rules like a variable should not start with numerical value or alphanumeric value. The variables are allowed to start with an underscore or any of the characters or alphabets. You are not supposed to use any of the reserved keywords as any of the variable, because in Python, while compared to other programming languages, we have many keywords. Okay, because in C++, whenever we are practicing, we will be providing the variable itself as an input or output like that and all. But once when we come here for input itself, whatever the word I have given the input, it is a reserved keyword for a specific function. So like that kind of words and all here, it is not allowed to use. Next, so from the variable, whether we will be able to find out the data type. Yeah, so data type is also possible. I have said that initially that particular Python automatically considers the data type about what we have provided. And the thing is, like other programming languages, here the character cannot be taken. Char is not defined over here, and therefore the available data types are string, float, integer, Python. Sorry, yeah, integer, float, and string. So these are the different data types available. Even long is also available, long as well as double, but it is very rarely applied. Most of them they will be stopping with double itself. Okay, so integer means everyone knows, negative to positive sign with multiple numeric numbers. So from negative to positive, it will be able to travel. So therefore, zero is also considered as an integer. Float means the decimal values, and then comes with the string, set of characters between the double quotes. Okay, so how that particular Python is able to find out the data type. So let us have a sample execution. So here I will be using a variable and I'm going to declare the value. Now I can use the function like type. So if I enter that, it is being processed because initially I did not connect it to the TPU. Now only it is getting connected over there. Yeah, so therefore the type of data I have provided in the variable A, it is nothing but integer. The same range, actually the data types are having the same range in all the programming languages. There is no change at all. Never ever changes that particular data type range, because those are constant. That's what I'm clearly saying. The most uh, derived change in both Python and the other programming languages is the programming method. Like easy package installation, easy to write the code. So that sort of things only has been changed. Even the same C++ also we can use for data science. But we have to create n number of lines for that particular function. Maybe 500 or 1000 lines, etc. So here I'm going to change the value once again. And it has been changed into float. Now again I am going to change it. Now it has been taken as string. So this is known as data type identification as well as variable declaration. If you like this video, kindly click on the like button and share the video to your friends. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. So data type conversion is nothing but converting one form of data into another. For example, here I am going to use any of the hardware. Does Colab run on Python 2 or Python 3? Runs on Python 3. It is completely Python 3. Yeah, where was I? data type conversion. So if you are using any of the hardwares like Raspberry Pi, Jetson and all, means they have some of the ports or GPIO pins where you can connect some of the sensors to read the data. But whatever the controller, the data gets read over there, means therefore it is completely taken in the form of integer, float or the numerical values only. If you want to send a message or if you want to just write down that particular data to any of the text files, means then you have to go for that kind of functions, especially this data type conversion, because we will be collecting a data and storing it in a variable, and that particular data will be converted into another data type, and hence we will be able to send the mail, or we will be able to write down a text file, or we will be able to send us an SMS. So like that kind of applications we will be able to use this. Okay, so for that we have to know the different keywords for each and every data type conversion. So I'm logging into Colab. Here whatever I have given, it is in string. So you all have seen what is the type of A. Now I'm going to convert this type of A into float. So now you can see it has converted into 45.6. And you might think inside that particular number is only there. That is the reason. Then what happens if I convert into int? So based on that particular conversion, it is not able to take place. Whereas from string to float, it was able to convert. But here, if I convert this into float, whether it will be able to convert or not, means yes, it will be able to, because from float it is very difficult for certain process of numbers. So here you can see with that particular decimal point, it has been converted to integer to float, whereas from float to integer only it is difficult. Okay, and if I want to convert this particular thing into a string, so just type str as a keyword, provide the variable. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and therefore it has been converted into string. And one of the advantages in Python means the string can be taken in two different forms, either in double quotes or either in single quotes. So here, if I enter the data, it has to find out what type of data it is. And at the same time, even if I want to just collect only this type of data, means that is also possible. Okay, so here I can use one of the functions like input. Is anyone sure about it? Like which particular data type does this takes as input? Okay, there are some questions, I hope. Answers also there. It is taking a string. Okay, I will get back to that once I clarify this. Is literal and variable are same thing? No, both are different. Literal, it mostly comes like predefined or keywords. Variable is user defined maximum. Okay, in on what basis you guys are telling this as a string? On what basis you guys are saying this will be taken as string? Python's default data type is string within the code. So here now I am erasing it. What will happen? Even I also don't know what will happen. Yeah. So now also it is taking the data. So now within the code, whether it will take it as a string, input function by default returns string. Okay. So whatever the answer is, like input function defaultly it will be taking a string only. If you want to take only the particular data, means we have to convert the data type. So here now I can enter, and this will be the data hole. And for that we can also find out the type. So here I am entering the value. It is taken as string. The same thing if I want to enter only a number, either I should give it as integer or float. So here I am providing it as integer, and if you provide any comments over here, means it will be looking like a professional. I'm not sure whether I'm conducting the classes in a professional way, but let that experiments will show. So here if I am typing in the data, invalid literal. Yeah, now once again I will do it. So it has taken it in the form of integer. Okay, so next let us see how to work with multiple functions inside a string. So here I am going to give a data of string. Hello everyone. This is Vishnu from pantechelearning. Okay, so this is one of the string I have declared over here. Now, if I want to find out the entire length of the string, so there is one particular keyword over here. So that particular thing is len of a. So totally there are 55, including the space. So what are the blanks or the space I have given between each word, that is also considered, and there are totally 55 over here. Now from this I can replace or not replace, even replace function is also possible, converting everything into the caps, everything into the small, and slice out that particular string. So everything is possible over here. So after this length, here how to slice out that particular area means, so here I'm going to provide it as 55. Okay, so this is nothing but that particular string whatever I have provided. So it has taken all the characters, and if I provide it as 54, so there is no G over there. The first parameter denotes as starting and the second parameter will be denoting as ending. So here I have not given the starting point and therefore it will be taking it as 0. Whereas if I take that particular starting point, yawn, this is Jishnu from Pa. So this is nothing but now whatever we have split it. So based on this particular functions only, here we will be able to split the data. This is known as string slicing or string splitting in Python. So while compared to other programming languages, this is much more quicker and easier. So within 2 lines we have completed. Actually, there is no need of finding out length once already if you have found out means. But here I am just taking it. What is the more advantage whenever we are applying this particular string slicing means? Recently, when I was working with some sort of hardware which transfers the data towards the system through Python, and therefore, since the serial communication was enabled, it will be just collecting the entire data, but I need only a part of data from it. So I have to find out the length and I have to find out the position, and therefore, finally, I will be able to locate it. So from that particular locating, this particular word only will be collecting, and then I will take it as a string for matching purpose. So this kind of functions only here we will be working with string slicing. Okay. Now how to replace the word? So here I'm going to provide another one keyword, replace, within bracket. So here we have 2 parameters. One is the old word, comma, another one is the new word. So here for that old word, here I am going to use the caps Jishnu and converting into the small. Okay, and now I am entering it. So now you can see how it has been changed up over there. Okay, so in this way only we will be able to replace that particular word. Now if I want to find, so where is that particular word available means, this is commonly can be set as the find and replace functions only, whatever we are doing in our Microsoft Word. So it starts from 25th place. Okay, and like this, if I want to provide an inverse of string means like a colon of -1. Actually, this should be reversed over here, but it has changed the position. Just a moment. That's a mistake in syntax. Yeah. Sorry. Instead of double column, I have given only the single column. Thank you. Thank you for remembering me. So now this has been applied as the reverse. Anyway, thanks for making me to remember. So in this way only the string reverse, here we will be working it. Okay, so now almost we have completed all the functions of the string. Okay, so shall we have a live task now? So the task is nothing but you have to create a replace model. Okay, so like for whatever the replace you are going to provide, that should be in the mode of input, like which we do that replace in our word files. So whatever the data you're going to provide it as input, that particular data should be replaced in this string. Can you guys do that within 10 minutes? I'm giving you a lot of time. 10 minutes is the higher period, I hope. Guys, am I audible? Nothing but whenever I'm going to provide that input, whatever the input I'm going to provide over there, that should be replaced in a predefined string. Like I will explain the step also. You have to provide a string, okay? Then you have to provide that particular input and you have to find it. Okay, first you have to find that particular input. Then you have to replace that particular word through input itself. It should be like a real-time working in Word document. Let it be anything, hello world or any a group of sentence, anything is fine. Shall we try this? Here, first input to find out the data. Second input to replace the data. Commonly, I can say it as this is a find and replace tool created using Python. Okay, and the time is 5:10. So you have to complete it before 5:20. And no need to post it in this chat. Once if you completed means give the statement as completed in the chat. I will ask you to share the screen. Please don't put the code, let everyone try on their own. Once again I am saying the string should be found out with the help of input only, and the string should be also replaced with the help of input. Okay, first let us start with the if condition. Generally, if we go for that previous type of condition means not previous type in previous programmings. So if you go for C++, the if condition, after that we will be opening and closing the brackets, and therefore within that only we will be providing all the statements over there with semicolons. But here the most important thing is I'm just providing a input. Okay, and I'm going to compare only the numbers. So I'm going to take it as a input, then bracket, enter the number. Yeah. Sorry. So now I'm going to provide B, the same. Enter the number 1. Input, then bracket, enter the number 2. So 2 variables are ready. If A greater than B, print A is greater. So this is very simple program. Now I'm running it and giving and therefore here A is greater. So now B is only greater. So for that we have to provide else. So the most important thing over here, we have to note down the indentation. Intonation part is most important. Wherever the cursor is being starting that line, you have to follow in that way. B is greater. So this comes with and therefore now B is greater. Okay. So within this itself, we can add elif. So instead of else if, here we will be using the elif condition. A equal to B. Print both the values are equal. 23, 23. So both the values are equal, and these are the different conditions of if. Okay. So now here for each and every time I am providing it as an what to say, I'm running the code to enter that data again and again. So to get the data again and again continuously, I am creating the loop. Loop is nothing but continuous process, and here I am going to provide as while loop. So while loop is nothing but entry control loop, and this must be the position. So here I am creating. So again it comes. So again and again here I can enter the value continuously. Okay. So to stop it, here I can click on stop, and definitely the error will be thrown over there, like declaring the variable. So how means here I am providing x equal to 0. So here I am providing while to be run in the form of x equal to 3. Okay. So here I am providing it as x equal to x plus 1. Actually, you can provide break. Break is available, or you can stop by clicking on this button. Oh, I have given it a string. Sorry. So for 3 times it will be taking. So this is the third input. I hope by this it will be stopping. So it has stopped because it has taken the inputs of 3. So 0, 1 and 2. Yeah, so here for writing it, I mean the loop should be executed only for 3 times according to my instruction. And here I have initialized the variable with default count, and here I have given the condition, so not more than 3, and here I have given, that is, so whatever the x value I have given, that should be provided with +1 whenever it is entering into the loop. Okay, and that value will be stored over here, and here also it will be calculating. So if it is x equal to 1 means it will be working. Then if it is again x equal to 2 means it will be working in 0, 2, sorry 0, 1, 2 till this 3 integers it will be working. Once whenever it comes over here as 3, it will stop executing. Okay, so here I'm going to provide you the task, and before providing the task I will just explain regarding the for loop. So after for loop I will provide you the task. You can take it as the home task and you can show me the output tomorrow. So initially when we go for the for loop, the particular syntax whichever we follow, it is nothing but for within bracket initialization comma condition comma increment or decrement. So this is known as the for loop initially, which we are working in multiple programs. So now whatever we are going to see in Python, it is completely different. Okay, the syntax will be entirely changed. So here I am specifically writing other programming. Then therefore once whenever we go like for in range. So range is another keyword within the range of 0 to 100. Sorry, Here I did not declare the variable. Variable is must. I am making it as I, or I in range of 10 to 100. Print I. Okay, so this is nothing but the for loop. So from this is known as the initialization. Okay, and this particular thing is the condition. So in this condition, we should provide in two way, like one is starting point and another one is ending point. So here even I can also provide it in this way also. Then also the same answer only, because initially the I is taken as 0. Okay, so if I want to start from a particular point means that is also applicable. So this parameter, it comes for the starting, and once again if I want to make it as an interval based, so at each interval, so I'm taking the intervals of 10, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85 and 95. So in case if I'm providing 0 means it will be taking in this particular way, 0 to 90. What happens if I add one more number, 101, and therefore I will be getting it as 100. So this is nothing but the for loop in Python. So the task is, you guys have to create a password system based on from yesterday till now what and all we have seen. You have to create a password system which is providing a maximum attempt for 3 times. Is that clear? You have to create a password system which is providing an attempt for 3 times. Matplotlib. So generally, Matplotlib, it is nothing but a visualization part. Okay, so here I am going with our Colab. And I am going to work with that same file only. Whereas if you guys want to work means, you can go with the new file, because you can also save the codings in that way. So I prefer you guys to go with different files. You can create a new file, you can work on it. So using that particular matplotlib, we will be able to plot each and every data in the form of graph. So here I have all the codes in ideally. So now I will be opening that particular code in ideally and will be pasting it in a Colab. So this will be the basic. So here this is known as the matplotlib. In case if you want to install it in any other Python means, you have to use pip install matplotlib. So here there is no need of that particular thing, because inside Colab everything is displayed in default manner. So here what I'm going to do is I am importing the matplotlib.pyplot plotting in Python. So that particular plotting in Python is taken as the variable plt. So inside this particular header file, I am taking this plot function. This is taken as x-axis and this values are taken as y-axis. Plot.show means it will be displaying the entire plot. So now it is executing, it is connecting that particular terminal, and therefore here it has been plotted. So next we shall plot a bar graph. Okay, so I will just paste the code first. So here I am importing the matplotlib, the same form of header file. So here it is nothing but we have to plot it in the form of bar graph. So here I am using bar function. This will be the x-axis and this will be the y-axis. Now plt.title means the title of the entire graph. Label of x-axis, label of y-axis, label of x-axis. Finally, plot.show. So this will be the output you will be receiving. PyPlot. Now today we are going with the plotting. So that particular plotting only here it is being applied. Pie chart. So here, like import matplotlib.pyplot. Here I have taken two different variables. One is language and another one is usage. So in the two different variables, languages are nothing but the programming languages, C, C++, Java, Python, and how many of them are using that particular language. That is only known as the usage I have given. So each and everything is given in that respective order only. So for C 10, C++ 20, Java 40, Python 60, like that. Then after that we have to define that particular axis over there. So that axis should be in equal position, and plt.py instead of bar we are going to provide plt.py. And first we will be plotting that particular numerical values only, which is known as usage. Then for that particular values we are created some variable labels. So that labels are nothing but languages. To show it in the form of a real time or the shadow, means we are applying the shadow over there, known as shadow equal to true. Finally we are going to plot it. Okay, so here you can see at the end a shadow after the red, that is known as the shadow over there. And this is all nothing but the labels, and according to the usage here it has been displayed everything. Okay, now let us go for scatter. So the scatter plot, it is nothing but dotted plots. So again we are importing, and here I am taking numpy to get some random values. Random values will be taken in the order of 100. Sorry, 200. So within 200 we will be able to get the random values. And here I am using plt.scatter x comma y, x-axis and y-axis. Here we can choose the color, and whatever the particular plot we are applying over there, it is taken as in red color. So that is nothing but c equal to within quotes r. So if we run it, this will be the result. You can try it with different inputs. So here for 3D plotting, we require two different package as well as 3 axes. Oh, sorry, I have reduced it. Yeah. So here, import matplotlib and import MPL toolkits 3D. So here we are taking the axis as 3D in the form of figure. So whatever the figure it is able to display, that will be known as the figure consideration, which is taken from axis. So here we have declared that particular subplots in the form of x, y, and z. So within inside the plot, we will be having another one plot. Therefore, within the two plots, why they are using means only for the purpose of displaying in the form of 3D. So after that, whatever the plots we have taken, that will be the normal plot. So for each and everything, the label also is provided. Okay, so this is simple 3D plot in line graph. So Pandas, it is nothing but generally known as the package which is used to frame the data set. Okay, whatever the data set we are taking from Excel sheet or JSON file anywhere. So like that only here we will be doing it. So everything has a small size of snippets only. Okay, so that particular snippets here we will be taking it into the form of data. So first let us go with, yeah, the first thing we are going to just create the frame, data frame over here. So for that, provide import pandas. So from that, here I am providing the variable as dataset. So here I am giving two types of data. One is the name and another one is in numbers. Now these two things will be converted into the form of data frame. Okay. So here pandas dot data frame and print my variable, my var. So this will be another variable. So whenever I run it, it is connecting to that Google Colab server. Okay. So this is known as framing of data. So like this, if we give many number of data and if we just print that particular variable of head means it will be printing only the head of only first 5 data over here. Okay, so here I am just going for Volkswagen and Benz, then Suzuki. Means it will be printing in the form of table. Yeah, that is the main use of this particular pandas to create a data frame, and at the same time we can also read the data from table sheet also, like Excel sheets and all. 336 we have. Okay, 6. So now I'm framing the data. Okay, so here, okay, so the first 5 will be printed over there. That is only the function of head. And similar to like head, we type it as tail, the last 5. Okay, so this is some sort of functions in pandas. Head and tail, it mostly comes with just to display a formality of display over here, because we want to check whether the data is there or not. If you are taking any of the other data set means sometimes some of the data sets will be having around 100 or 500 data sets like that. If you are taking means it is more complicated. So that time we will be taking only this head and tail. Yeah, head and tail always will provide only 5 sets of data. Why does the data frame throw the exception when there is parameter mismatch? Yes, definitely, because this particular data should be equal to this data. Else it will throw a parameter mismatch. We are going to plot the data in a series. So according to the particular data, it will be stored in a series way. So here import pandas, and taking that particular pandas, here we are taking the calories as data over here. Day 1 420, day 2 380, day 3 390. So now pd dot series. So how that particular pd dot series works means this particular will be taken as one series, another series and another series. Now if I run like this, and just let us see what happens if you are providing the data frame. So now you can understand the difference between the syntax. Okay, so this is the syntax for series, not for data frame. So for data frame means we have to provide it in different column. Here there is no need of a different column. It will be printing in series. Okay. If we want to create a tabular column means we have to use data frame. This data will be framing exactly in the order of Excel sheet. But here this is just to display the data towards the respective input according to the value. Mostly we'll be using this data frame only. And if you have Excel sheet means like in CSV file, then no need of data frame also. How to read the data from CSV file. So here, this is the CSV file. So how to upload CSV file into an Google Colab means click on this files, click on upload session storage. So select the required file. Okay, so here I am taking SVM datasets, and here it is providing a reminder like this is only for runtime purpose. Once whenever you close this entire session, this also gets automatically deleted. But anyway, I'm just copying the name of the file, paste it. Now run the code. So this is only, it will be reading that Excel sheet. Yeah, open Excel sheet, label number of columns and rows, provide any random data. or you can also directly download from Kaggle or UCA repository. Any CSV files, it is available over there. So in this data, if I provide it as df.head of it will be printing only the first 5. If I give 10, first 10 rows. Defaultly it is 5. Reading, we can take specific columns, not but specific rows. Rows are difficult. So if you want to read that particular columns means so here which column I am going to take it as floor. I'll give it as A equal to floor, comma, milk. Yeah, this will be better. Okay, so like that I can take the split off. So in this way only we will be reading the columns. So this is known as data pre-processing inside the data sets. So first we have to read the entire data, and from that we have to select that which column we are going to select it, and based on that column we will be proceeding with the next training functions. So here I have declared a variable which contains these two as the labels. Okay, so here it is provided as use calls. Calls is nothing but use columns. So here use columns means at least 2 parameters must be there, and so therefore here I am using this as particular set of data, and here I am calling the variable a, and finally it is displaying only flour and milk. I am opening it. I am providing it as name qty qal. So this is some random names I am giving, and one more rate. Okay, so here brinjal, carrot, lady's finger, potato, beans, tomato, apple, orange. Okay, so now I'm providing it as 1 kg, 2 kg, 1 kg, 5 kg, 3 kg, again 2 kg, again 1 kg, 3 kg. Okay, so quality better, best, better, 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 best, better, better, best. Now when we come for the rate, 35, 50, 40, it will be a little bit higher on 40 and 30. So this is my data set. Now browse the place. I am selecting it as desktop, Excel workbook, so CSV. So here there are many CSVs, XML, web page, everything is there. So this is the CSV you have to use. CSV, comma, delimited. If you are using MacBook means Macintosh. If you are using Linux means MS-DOS. Okay, I am saving it. Okay, so finally it has been saved. Now I am getting back to this, uploading the data from desktop. So to check what are the data are there, I am deleting this book1.csv. Okay. Today we are going to see another part of SVM. Actually, another function of SVM we are going to see. Not function. How SVM can be different, deployed in a different manner. Yeah. So now we are going to use linear SVC, nothing but linear support vector classification over here. So here what and all we have used, it is nothing but NumPy, CV option, sklearn, matplotlib. Okay, so from sklearn itself we have taken many kinds of importings over here. From sklearn itself we have some sample dataset generator, and the model selection, it is nothing but a train test split function for the model. And for algorithm here we are using SVM, and the metrics here we are used to calculate the confusion matrix. So therefore we have just applied this kind of library. So all the libraries are imported, and here we are creating an class. The class name is SVM. So inside the class, first we are creating the function for fitting. So model.fit, you might have seen in the previous code. So that particular function is nothing but fitting. So for that, how we are going to apply means we are going to read the shape of the complete data. Okay, so whatever the data we are providing as input, it will be taken into the X, self X and Y. So from that, all the data will be splitted into according to its shape. So all the shape is nothing but the size of the array only. That is only known as shape. It also can be said as how many length of data set. Then here we are just completely using it as n underscore samples and n underscore features, two variables for it. So if we apply any of these one variable means it will be able to call the complete data over there. Then using numpy zeros, so collecting the data in the matrix function. Okay, so for that only here we are using that numpy zeros, and therefore whatever the shape value of x here it has been displayed. So when that particular x dot shape will be activated means only when the x gets value over there. Okay, because these are the parameters for input purpose. Then this particular zeros value will be shared inside the k. So this k we are going to define into two sets. One is I and another one is j. So from this particular I comma j, it is nothing but it stands for rows and columns. So both the side we are taking that n underscore samples. Here it automatically determines that particular input or generated value for the samples, or let it be for features for both of them. So from that, here we will be taking set of values as x of I and a set of values as x of j. So whatever the values in x, that is only splitted over here, and the same values only here also we have splitted. So once whenever we go for this, the rows and columns are defined in the form of np dot function. So that np dot means it is nothing but in the form of separation. So that separated values will be highlighted in the form of array. Then after that we will be applying the cvx opt. So this particular function it is used to do convert. So the conversion will be taken from the normal way to the matrix, because all that particular functions whatever we use it should be in the matrix. Even though that numpy zeros ones all these functions will be working in the form of matrix, those are taken in the form of array. So whatever that input value which is generated in the form of, from that particular sample generator, here it will be completely applied in this section. Just a moment. So this particular cv.xopt, it is for the conversion purpose from the calculation part. So these are the different variables which you are collecting and it is being converted, and finally it has been stored inside the solution. So here whatever we are using it is in the same as the normal mathematics, like Lagrange multipliers as well as intercepting the data. So it will be completely looking like a probabilistic and statistics oriented subject only, because it completely works based on that particular functions only. Let it be any kind of algorithms for machine learning, including deep learning. All algorithms, it completely based on that mathematical subject. So after that Lagrange application, here we will be applying the intercept section. Here I am also a little bit weak in max. So what I will be doing means I will be just explaining only the coding part instead of the mathematical part. So inside the Lagrange, here we are going to multiply that particular initial layer whichever has been obtained through the solution. So that will be multiplied in the power of 1 exponential of -5. So from that particular data, here we will be arranging the data with that length. So how much data are there means that much data will be taken, and that much data will be separated by using the self function. So self function it is defaultly available inside the Python for separation purpose. Then after this Lagrange, here we will be applying the intercept, and from there the weights. So intercept is nothing but to define the two different separated parts, and weights are nothing but whatever the trained part of this particular machine learning. So it will be taken only in the form of weights. So let it be the name, label, or the data, anything, everything whatever we are training in machine learning, deep learning, everything it is stored inside the weights only. Whenever you are running any of the machine learning predefined data means you will be having a weights file dot weights. So that is particular application. What was outer function? Where the outer function is mentioned? Here there is no outer function at all. I am saying it is inbuilt function. Self is actually a inbuilt function. Okay, so in Q. There is no such one. This Q only you are mentioning, I hope. Yeah, this P and this P. Now these are all defined variables only. This is nothing but to convert each and every value into matrix. So here as well we can see the convenience optimization into the matrix section. Oh, this one. See np dot outer or np dot ones or np dot zeros. Everything is similar. Okay, so whatever the samples we are collecting or we are providing as input, those particular data should be in the form of numerical Python array. So it will be known as the outer sections. So the outside part of that particular array, zeros in the sense in the form of matrix, the eigenvalue of the matrix, ones in the sense the first place. So like this kind of function only here we will be working with NumPy, the first order, second order, third order, like that. So after that, we are declaring two another functions like define project and as well as define predict. So for both, we are using that particular x-axis only, sorry, x values only, and therefore we will be creating the blobs. So whatever the data that has been provided as input, it will be created in the form of blob. So for both x and y, so totally 250 samples, and there are two centers for the 250 samples. So here random state we are taking 0 and cluster only for zero point 0.6 we are taking as input. So therefore whatever that particular y value, it will be the inverse of that particular y equal to 0. Okay, so whatever we receive, because whenever we are taking the two datas like x-axis and y-axis, so that particular x-axis, it normally takes in an order. So y-axis means here we have to read the same y-axis from first. So for that purpose, here we are converting into the inverse. So that's why y will be taken in the form of inverse. So from the top numbers will be displayed in the last. And therefore next we will be creating the temporary section for x values, and therefore we will be plotting it. Okay, so x of 0 and x of 1 is plotted. So now here we are going to take the sections. So here x is considered as the train as well as test of one part, y is considered as another train and part of the another part. So here the train test out of the 250 sample set, here that particular train data and test data will be automatically splitted. For that reason only here we are using train test split. So in upcoming codings, you will be seeing many of this kind of application. Okay, so for that we will be applying this train and test split. So what and all the values we will be training and testing means x value and y value. And so here we are calling our SVM. So this is user defined variable. This is the function, the name of the function. Okay, so here we are calling our SVM, and with this SVM we are fitting the model. So first we are taking only x train and y train. Okay, so after that the other function is also created. Can anyone say what is this function? Any idea? As we are taking the inbuilt data, so here only we will be taking that entire data sections. Okay, because for whatever that particular coefficient value which we are going to take, so it is defined here earlier itself. So here whatever the values we have taken for x train and y train, that particular data will be plotted in this format. Okay, so SVM sections for each and every variable. So this is nothing but the coefficients. Before coefficients we have to calculate that particular SVM for each and array. So that particular section only it is done. So now almost both the data set has been splitted. Okay, so now we are going to predict the y value by using x test value, and finally the confusion matrix will be displayed for y test and y prediction, because y testing is already taken, that is nothing but the data set of the test, and y prediction now we have obtained, so from x test value. So this is then confusion matrix for that particular purpose. Okay, so finally we are going to get into the support vector classification. So from that SVC we are taking the linear SVC and fitting the model of train values x and y, and here we are creating the hyperplane. I think now Mr. Harsh only has asked me the doubt. So can you see the same formula? There is no change, and here only we are applying our intercept and all. Okay, so by using hyperplane, the data has been separated. So this particular portion is called as hyperplane. This dotted lines are eigen of hyperplane. Okay, so now we are going to predict once again the y prediction using X test value. Previously, it has been done with the help of the same thing only. Actually, it must be train value. Then only we will be able to compare. Okay, so here the train value is not separated properly. I think only 250 samples are there. So the same way, here we are going to take the prediction once again and the same values only over here. Okay, so in this way only the support vector classification will be splitted into the complete analysis for support vector machine. So linear regression, it is nothing but the particular linear equation whatever we are following in our algebraic. So it can be commonly said as, yeah, shows that relationship between two variables. So the equation is y equal to mx plus c. That particular equation only here also we will be using. But as we are importing all the packages, here we won't be able to see. So therefore, once whenever we go for this kind of equations, from that scikit-learn itself, we will be importing that linear regression. So from that particular linear regression, here we will be having two different sets, and based on that, here we will be able to predict what will be that kind of future. So for that particular thing only, we will be using the linear regression. By using this linear regression, it is not possible to classify any of the data. Only the regression, it is the purpose of providing the prediction only. Okay, so this kind of sections here I have provided the simple linear regression, and therefore from this particular simple linear regression there will be having two continuous variables like y equal to mx plus c, and from that x and c that particular data will be there, and therefore m will be known as the constant one. From that particular constant, here we will be uploading the CSV file, and therefore all the data will be reading. Here we will be doing some of the functions in order to split the data set into two. What the two parts means, one is the train and another is test. For training data as well as tested data. So therefore that particular tested data means here we have to approach in the way of using train test split. So therefore that particular train test split, the data will be converted. Automatically it will be separated. So from that separated data only, here we will be able to get the input as well as the output sections, and how that particular data has been increased or decreased. This particular way here we will be able to note with the help of the visualization using the Seaborn or using the particular matplotlib. Okay, so now let us see that output with the code. So here I am just logging to Colab. Okay, so here I am selecting the linear regression. Yeah, so here I have opened that particular linear regression file. So same like whatever we are seeing, the same function only here we are going to do. So here we are importing all our required packages like Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. So by using Pandas, here we will be reading the CSV data. So here I have that particular CSV file that should be uploaded over here. First, let us connect our Colab towards the network. Yeah, therefore it has been connected. I'm going to the respective folder and selecting the data set. Yeah, okay. So here now I have uploaded the data set. The data set contains only the salary data. I'll just open and show. Yeah, only this data is available over here. Years experience and salary. So here I have some. Okay, so these are the total amount of data set available. Now within that, here it is very difficult to explain it in the form of formula because all the formulas are pre-trained over here, and according to that only the package and its name also has been applied. So here just once we start, first we have to import the package, then we have to import the data set, and therefore here we will be connecting our data head in order to print it. So to know how much data, yeah, so totally 30 data are available, and that 30 data here we are splitting into two, like x-axis and y-axis. So that particular x-axis will be taken as vertical, y values will be taken as horizontal from the Excel sheet, not Excel sheet, CSV file. Okay, so now I am printing that values. Okay, here we are going to create two different models, train underscore test underscore split. So the data will be splitted into train as well as test data, and therefore the linear regression. So this is that particular algorithm here we are going to use from sklearn.model underscore selection linear underscore model. So these two are the particular files available in sklearn. From that we are taking this particular functions. Okay, so now here I am importing those functions. So in that functions, I am providing 4 input parameters like xtrain, xtest, ytrain, ytest. So by providing these 4 parameters, here I am calling the function train test split. What and all the values here we will be taking means x comma y. So these two values only here we are going to split into these 4 variables, and therefore test size will be 0.3. So that is a standard one. If you want to increase the size means you can increase, no issues. And a random state also you can provide any data. What is a random state means? To categorize the data randomly. For that particular purpose only here we will be using random state. And after that particular splitting, here we will be calling our linear regression. So from that particular linear regression, this complete linear regression formula or the function, it will be stored into a variable. So according to this, here we will be fitting the model. So this model will be fitted, and therefore x underscore train and y underscore train to train the data. So after training, that particular data will be plotted. Okay, so therefore this will be that particular salary expected inside the the training data set. So the same thing, if we go for the tested one means we will be able to get the exact answer. So only these many values would be varied, because rest all it is correct only. Only some points only the variation will be there. That's why it is getting predicted. So at some places it should be low, and at some places it should be high. This is the actual data whatever we have been provided. So after that, to calculate that particular accuracy, here we will be importing the metrics. So now we are calculating for the input terms of x test, and therefore the accuracy is for 61%. Accuracy is calculated by using RMSE. Does anybody have idea what is RMSE? Okay, there are 2 ideas over here. Mean squared error. Yes, root mean squared error. That is the exact answer. So by using that particular root mean squared error only, here we will be able to calculate how much it was accurate. Okay. So from that section only, here we will be able to create this kind of functions. Kindly click on the like button and share the video to your friends. Don't forget to subscribe our channel.